AI has brought big change to the world of closed captioning and monitoring. A leader in this trend is voice interaction, which includes Nexstar Media, EW Scripps, Bell Media, TV Globo, and ABC Australia among its clients. I'm Kathy Haley, publisher of TV News Check, and I'm here with Joao Neto, CEO of Voice Interaction. Joao, tell me about what you're showing here at NAB.
Basically, we are showing 3 different products which are presenting for this market in terms of broadcast media. We have a solution for the automatic closed captioning, our Audimus Media solution. Also for offline transcription, which is Audimus Server. And for media monitoring, which is our solution, MMS, for this kind of market in terms of media monitoring.
And AI is a big player in Audimus. Shall we go over and hear a little bit more about that?
Here
this is
an example of our automatic closed captioning solution. Basically, we are receiving the signal input, and we are doing the transcription and generating the closed captioning. What we have been bringing for this year for NIB is the transition from the SDI input to the IP, okay, to be compatible with ST2110 2022, okay. Also, some improvements in terms of the models by itself, the quality that we are providing for the engine, and that is on the base of Audimus Media, which is a machine learning algorithm based on AI techniques for that, okay? And also the fact that we are adding live translation, okay? At the same time that we are decoding in one language, we are providing also the translation for a second language, okay? And this is basically the main features that we have been bringing with our system for the automatic closed captioning solution, okay?
And the multi-language ability, it's reading it in English and it's translating it immediately to another language?
Right. We have the facility to work in terms of different language, okay? Also in the different language at the same time, but also in terms of the translation. That means, for example, here in the US, it's important when we have content in English to translate that also to the Spanish and to make the systems and also this kind of contents more accessible to all. Okay, and this live translation is a very good feature that we have been introducing, giving a little bit more power to our solution in terms of the automatic closed captioning.
And how accurate is it?
Yeah, it's good because we have some situation we go to the 98-99% in terms of accuracy, okay? With a small latency, we are talking about 2-3 seconds of latency. And also we have been introducing a new version with a 7.0 version. That means you have a web interface and also a GUI that is more friendly with a better design. Also, that is tailored for different kind of devices. That means you can have a web interface, but also mobile devices that can use that. And we bring a lot of features in terms of security, the fact that can be accessible from different devices on different browsers also.
Okay. Security is a big issue here. I want to ask you about SMPTE 2110. Are you ahead of the market on that? So are your customers asking you for that, or are you ready for when they begin to ask you for that? Because that's pretty new.
Right. We have different solutions or different stage, okay? We have some hybrid solutions when we have still SDI and we starting to have IP, okay? We have also some clients that are working now just in IP, okay? And we are compatible with that. But still we have some hybrid solutions. That means we provide the same kind of service on SDI and also on IP, okay? That means it's something new. That means everyone is working in different stage, okay? And what we try with our solutions is to fulfill the needs from our clients, okay? Wherever they are, if they are still on SDI or if they make the transition for the IP, okay?
And the cybersecurity factor, are you preventing hackers from attacking a broadcaster by making this more secure? Is that, you mentioned that? Because that's a big topic in this, especially in the U.S., because the U.S. government is imposing more rules about cybersecurity on companies. Talk a little bit about your cybersecurity with Audimus.
One of the main points that Audimus Media is bringing to the market is the fact that we run on premises. That means the system can be closed from the outside. There is no need to a connection to the internet. Okay, that means the broadcast can assure from the use of our system they are completely secure, and the system is in some way closed in terms of security. And this is a relevant issue. Obviously, when we are designing the interface, also we have some additional cares in terms of the use of the software to design these kind of applications, to be sure that we have all the necessary requisites in terms of security in order to apply and to comply with all these kind of rules that is necessary to guarantee that the broadcaster have a safe solution on premises. Okay.
I feel like I should know this, but is the cloud a factor here? If a broadcaster's operating in the cloud, can they use Audimus Media?
Right, because we run on premises, which is an assurance in terms of security, but we can also run on the cloud. Okay, it's up to the client to decide where you want to make this kind of workflow. Okay, and again, because if you are more generic and if you can open that kind of interface depending where you want to have this kind of service, okay, we are just following the rules from the client. Okay, if they want to run on premises or if they want to go to the cloud, we are just providing different solutions according to the needs of the client. Okay.
I want to ask you about monitoring, which is a really interesting world, because I think AI, because broadcasters need more monitoring now, because they're streaming, they're getting ready for next-gen TV. It's becoming more complicated, and AI does interesting things to monitoring.
Right.
So
here with our solution in terms of media monitoring, okay, what we are bringing is a compliance solution, okay, but we put other features in terms of AI on top of that, okay, and basically the idea is trying to use a baseline in terms of compliance and adding these new features, okay. We bring the transcription, okay. That means you have access in terms of metadata to the content. You're starting to make this kind of content discovery, okay. That means you can search on this content. You can just make some segmentation of the content by itself. That means, for example, we pick 1 hour block of news and dividing in different segments. And we can say, okay, this segment is about politics, this is about sports, this is about economics, okay? And now you can, in some way, going on the direction that you can have some kind of recommendation system to the client, giving to the client exactly the kind of information he's looking for. In terms of just the generic information, we can look to the specific information the client is looking for. And when you are talking about next generation at TSC 3.0, when there is some feedback channels where the client can give you information about what is lacking, what is looking for, what kind of information is consuming, okay? You can also, using that information at low level, that means you can know exactly what they are looking for, what kind of information they are looking for. That means you make this information more accessible to different kind of people, other generations that are looking to other type of contents, and you make this information available to them, okay? And the idea is to make this content searchable and we can use for recommendation to them.
searchable is big right now because, so you're tagging and indexing as you're monitoring. Are you tagging and indexing as you monitor so they can search what's being captured?
Yes, because what we do is we generate metadata at different levels. We have a low level when we have the transcription, and the transcription brings with the timestamps. That means you know exactly where are that kind of words. That means when you search, we go directly to that point in the video. But what we do is also going to upper level, okay? We're just creating from that story, when you do the segmentation, we're creating keywords, okay? That means what are the main topics associated with that. And also can go to indexing information. You give a topic, okay? Or multi-topics, because sometimes we have some multi-topics associated with that. And basically we're creating some different levels in terms of the way that you show the information, that you use the information, and that can be useful for the interface. Also, when you are sending this information to social media, that means you can explore that information also together with that. And with these different levels and this kind of metadata generation that we create, we have some knowledge discovery in terms of that, okay? And you can, now that it's possible in the near future to have some kind of feedback channels, trying to deliver to the client, to the final client, exactly what they are looking for.
I want to ask you about your company because it's expanding. But first, I want to ask you if there's anything else I should ask you about monitoring that our readers need to know about.
Yeah, because what we have been, and this is one of the good points in terms of what Fast Interaction has bring in terms of the monitoring, is the fact that we have been extending a platform that is normally for compliance. That means we come from the engineering department. Now we bring also the news department or the commercial department, okay? And the idea is to make this tool, okay, available for different departments on the TV station and can be used in different ways, okay? We have different clients. For example, if you have a corporate of TV, when they are doing some aggregations, they can bring the information from the individual stations to the central point, okay? And at that point, they know exactly what is going on the different TV stations from that group, both in terms of compliance, but also in terms of information about the local news, also in terms of the commercials that are on that specific stations. And all this information can be aggregated and we can generate reporting about this kind of content, okay? And this is normally relevant to the corporate in order to have a full view, a good view, a complete view what is going on different stations of the group.
Do news leaders use media monitoring system to look at their competition, to look at, it sounds like, do they use it for that?
Yes, because, for example, if you can have different situations. For example, if you are in a local market, you can look not only for the compliance of your own channel, but exactly what the other competing channels on that market is doing. Okay, and for example, you can see at the end of the week, say how many news you have about politics, about crimes, about accidents. Okay, and you can compare the profile that you have in your news with the others. And if you bring, for example, the Nielsen ratings to the system, okay, that means you can put that kind of information in terms of ratings together with the content, okay? And now you can analyze, okay, in terms of profile of the viewers, how they are shifting from one to another one, and how you can change your editor view, okay, or what they are doing in the other competing channels, okay? That means you're starting to have analytics, and now you can work on top of this data, okay? And trying to understand what kind of viewership you have from the different blocks and compare with the other channels.
And as you mentioned, a news vice president could look out over all of her stations and see what's going on at her different news organizations.
Yes, because when you have local news, okay, you can just bring this information to the corporate, okay, and to them to have a overall view about that kind of content, and trying to figure out from the point of view of the group what kind of news they are providing, okay, and this can be seen in different ways, both from the side of the group, but also from the side of the channels they are transmitting, and is relevant because you have a way to have some data that you can provide, you can analyze, and you can understand exactly what kind of information you are providing to the viewers.
Interesting. Voice Interaction is 15 years old this year. I want to hear about your expansion, and you made a big hire.
Yes, it is 15 years. It was a very, very, very interesting journey. Okay, and here in the West, basically, we just hire Ken Dillard, that is here with us. Okay, as our vice P of sales in the West, and he's bringing a lot of knowledge and also a big history, a big record in the market, also for the voice interaction.
Well, congratulations. Congratulations, Ken. It's nice to meet you. Thank you very much, Joao Nito, CEO of Voice Interaction, for a conversation about monitoring and closed captioning. And Ken Dillard, it's nice to meet you, new Vice President of Sales for the Americas. Thank you.
Thank you.